Hi, everyone, and welcome to Studio Jake. I, of course, am your host, Jake Berry. This is where I talk about things about pop culture. I consider myself a pop culture critic. I don't know if anyone else does, but I certainly do. Talk about anime, film, television, novels, sometimes music, sometimes video games, and a whole bunch of other stuff. But before we dive into the topic, I just want to remind you to like this video, share it out, leave me a comment, tell me what you think, and I hope that you will subscribe. All right, so I want to talk about something. When you're a pop culture critic, a lot of the stuff that happens in Hollywood, in the entertainment industry, it kind of starts to become white noise. And you see, my fellow YouTubers, they cover things, faster than I do. And oftentimes they articulate things better than I do. It's a fact of being on a platform where I can do a vidcast and talk about entertainment and pop culture from the sort of lens that I do. I'm not going to pretend that I'm unbiased. I certainly am biased, unlike a lot of, other rags out there or other channels out there, no matter what platform they're on. And but, with all this, all I'm saying is sometimes it's hard to find something to talk about, but every once in a while, something just lands in your lap and you are excited because you cannot believe that this person said this. And we're going to talk about this. There's been this reset where particularly female celebrities of this generation are pretending like they're the first to do everything. Case in point, Jennifer Lawrence and Viola Davis were kind of doing one of those artist on artist type interviews that MySpace made popular, where they were talking to each other about their craft, about their different roles. And during it, Jennifer Lawrence said this. That's right. So, according to Jennifer Lawrence, she is the first female action star of all time. What? Is she insane? Listen, this is nothing against Jennifer Lawrence as an actress. I actually think she is very talented. I liked the Hunger Games movies. I thought number 4 kind of was a little tepid, but I liked the Hunger Games movies. I liked her in Winter's Bone. I thought she was fantastic in American Hustle. I didn't really care for her in Don't Look Up. I thought that movie was trash. But, she, Joy, that's a biopic she was in. I think she's a really talented actress. She's clearly very well trained, very smart. But it goes with these celebrities and it's not just female celebrities, it's male celebrities too, where especially this younger generation where they think they're the first to do everything. And she's sitting there speaking to Viola Davis about this, who was just in a movie that praised African slave traders, right? So they were trying to revise the history of the character that Viola Davis played in the movie The Woman King. And so they're talking about this. I'm not going to talk about The Woman King specifically. There, like I said, other YouTubers have covered that
Games,
ad nauseum. Other vidcasters have covered that ad nauseum. I won't get into that, but just specifically what Jennifer Lawrence is saying,
identify with
where
a male
she
lead,
has
but boys
the
cannot
gall
identify with a female
to
lead.
say,
And it just makes
I
me
was
so
the first
happy every single
female
time I
action
see a movie
hero.
come
No
out
one
that
had
just
done it
blows through
before
every one of
because
those beliefs
boys
and
couldn't
proves that it's just a
identify
lie to
with
keep
a
certain people out of the movies,
action
to
hero.
keep certain people
That
out of the
is
same positions they've
freaking
always been in.
bull malarkey. It's also an insult to all of the popular female actresses who went before on film and television. Nia Peoples from Walker, Texas Ranger, Gina Carano from Haywire, Sigourney Weaver from the Alien franchise, and it goes on and on. Maggie Q from Nikita and all the other martial arts films she was in. You can go on and on. Pam Grier from Jackie Brown, one of the 2 actually good Quentin Tarantino movies. You can go on and on about female action stars that boys thought were awesome. I can tell you, growing up, one of my favorites was Princess Leia, Carrie Fisher. right? From the original Star Wars trilogy. I know that ever since Carrie Fisher died, there's been this attempt by the power brokers, the corporate overlords at Disney, ever since they bought Lucasfilm, to rewrite it because they have this hate for Luke Skywalker. I don't know why, but it's very annoying because Princess Leia was just as cool in the original trilogy as Luke Skywalker. She was an amazing character, and for Jennifer Lawrence to sit in an interview with Variety and to make that claim is just insulting. It just goes to the narcissism that these celebrities have. And where did it go wrong? Where did it go wrong? You had these grifters like Lena Dunham, like Anita Sarkeesian, you can go on and on. I could go on and on, so I'll stop at those two names, who infiltrate the entertainment industry and they turn it into something else. Lena Dunham, who is as talentless can be, but she says all the right things despite, her anti-Semitic posts like, oh, my dog or my Jewish boyfriend, despite all that, she's clearly a terrible person, but she gets her claws into people like Taylor Swift, into people like Jennifer Lawrence. And you know what? It's not just Jennifer Lawrence in particular. Remember, there's that famous exchange where I think it was Don Cheadle, Brie Larson, and Chris Hemsworth. They were being interviewed ahead of Avengers Endgame, and one of the things that she said was, I like to do my own stunt. And Chris Hemsworth said, oh, like Tom Cruise. And then she goes, I don't want to be the next Tom Cruise. I want to be the very first me. And then Chris Hemsworth replied, well, he does his own stunts. Yeah, duh. And also, they also find out she didn't do her own stunts for Captain Marvel or for Avengers Endgame. She had a stunt double. She did not do her own stunts. Scarlett Johansson, who played Black Widow, she was real quick to praise her stunt team for, I think it was Avengers Age of Ultron, which she was pregnant at the time of the filming. So she had a stunt double. Same with Keanu Reeves, who plays John Wick. He's always quick to praise his stunt team. I think, that sort of humbleness, which of course, nobody's perfect. I know they all have their attributes, and that includes Scarlett Johansson, although I'm not convinced Keanu Reeves isn't anything but a chill person. But, this sort of narcissistic tendencies that we're seeing in Hollywood is exactly what is turning audiences off. I talked about this with Black Adam and Andor the other day, where I noted that even though Black Adam was at least an enjoyable movie, I'm not going to say like it was great, it's like Godfather level, or if you want to compare it to a superhero movie, it's not, the Dark Knight level, but it was still a decent, enjoyable movie. It had good acting. I thought the action sequences were good. I thought Pierce Brosnan was fantastic as Dr. Fate, but it failed because the DC Studios, or DC Films, and Warner Brothers Discovery, their parent company, they did this strategy of, we're going to attack the fans. They did it with Titans and with the CW, so we're going to do it with this film. So the fans didn't turn out for it. Andor, same thing. The Star Wars fans have been bullied by Disney shills and Disney fans into liking anything that Disney puts out for Star Wars. And we're just tired of it. And you can see the same thing with these stars, sort of like Jennifer Lawrence. And like I said, incredibly talented actress. That's not the point I'm making. The point I'm trying to make is she wasn't the first female action star. As I mentioned, Sigourney Weaver from the Alien series, where she played Ripley, Kelly Hu from Martial Law, and as well as X2, X-Men United, and a ton of other movies for Kelly Hu, Maggie Q with Nikita, and a ton of other movies in her lane. There, Pam Grier, I mentioned earlier. There are so many examples of female action stars that have gone before, that men and boys turned out to cheer for. And even just looking in the animated realm, you've got She-Ra, you've got RC, you've got Batgirl, you've got Jean Grey, Jubilee, Rogue, the Invisible Woman. You've got all of these fantastic female characters that guys cheer for, that they enjoy to watch on the screen, that are just and they support them just as much as they do on the live action screen. So this whole idea is completely preposterous that you would say that the Hunger Games, which again, I like the Hunger Games, but let's not revise history where Katniss Everdeen was the first female action hero that boys cheered for. Absolutely preposterous. This is a way for Hollywood to target men. They've been doing this for a long time. We're not going to make Obi-Wan the great Jedi Master that he was. No. We're going to water him down and let a little bratty girl talk down to him, right? That's what we're going to do. Oh, we're not going to let Boba Fett be the tough guy gangster that he is in the original trilogy. We're going to, in fact, we're going to give him a sidekick, and nothing against Ming-Na. She's a fantastic actress. I'm strictly blaming the Lucasfilm writers that we're going to let her do all the heavy lifting as far as the toughness. It can't. We're not going to let Luke Skywalker be the hero that he was turning into in Episode 6. Oh no. We're gonna introduce Mary Sue Ray Palpatine, and she's going to come in and fix everything. We can't have. We can't have any of that. If you don't see the pattern that is happening, particularly at Disney, then I don't know what to tell you, because it's happening everywhere. We see this in Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, right? We see how Guy Ladriel is, she's going around, even though she is an insufferable, mean jerk of a person, we're supposed to cheer for her, right? We're supposed to be, yay, slay, queen. No, it's absolutely preposterous. What made the female action stars of, pre this revisionist history that Hollywood is trying to do, what made them so compelling was that they were women, and that they were doing things not by acting like a man, but by going off their own strengths, their own abilities. And that was different things for the different women who were in the different movies. It doesn't have to be one thing or the other. It doesn't matter. The female power fantasy, the femme fatale, is an important trope in literature, in filmmaking. And to just water it down by saying, Katniss Everdeen was like the bestest ever and the firstest ever, it's just silly and it's embarrassing. And what's even funnier is Variety actually tweeted out a screenshot of that statement with a picture of Jennifer Lawrence, and they got so much freaking backlash that they actually deleted the tweet. I thought that was really funny. So, I don't know what's going on in Hollywood, but they can't keep this up. They really can't, because when you alienate half the audience based on just their sex, you're going to have a problem with sales, with everything in between. I think that we're going to see more backlash from this. And also, women are getting tired of it too. It's not just men. Women are tired of seeing their male heroes broken down and turned around. Because you know what? I hate to break it to Jennifer Lawrence, but women, they like Luke Skywalker too. They like The Mandalorian. They like Tony Stark. And of course, they like all the female characters that are in those stories as well. Yeah, of course. But it doesn't have to be a one-way street for each sex. That's absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely stupid. And we need to stop this sort of narcissistic, we're going to antagonize each other just because. If you liked that video, please leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Give it a thumbs up. And I would be honored today if you would subscribe. No matter what platform you're watching on, please subscribe. Hit that follow button. Share it out all over the place. And check me out on some of my other socials. I've got links in the description below. Also, check out my website, StudioJakeMedia.com, and consider supporting this channel on StudioJakeMedia.locals.com. It really helps us smaller creators out. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time right here on Studio Jake.